already realized that they have the potential to become leaders on the basis of data analysis. So is it a digital transformation? It is. But again, what's going to come out of it? Another is CBDC and system fragility. CBDC is a central bank digital currency, which is not the same as digital currency. So in CBDC, you have only one bank, only one account for one citizen. And there is a strong pressure in Europe to replace all physical money and all regular money from commercial banks with CBDC. We already experienced our account being frozen by mistake. For example, there is a country called Cuba, and this is also a name in Polish language. And the system blocked guy's account because it was written from Cuba. And they thought that's like a illegal transfer from this, or from this country's, dangerous country. And imagine now that there is one account, one citizen, and this account is being frozen. How are you going to go somewhere and explain that that's a mistake? You cannot take a bus, car, everything is being frozen. So that's another example. Never mind stability of financial system. We are just, I live 100 kilometers from Ukrainian border. Right, so it's just next to the war, and we're being constantly attacked by other forces we don't know, like cyber attacks, hybrid attacks. Imagine what happens in the country if financial system gets successfully attacked. So people cannot go and buy anything, fuel, food. This is just the reason for social unrest. And it's not a work in cybersecurity as well.
YouTube live.
Unimaginable scenario.
I know, my sister.
Either electricity gets down, or internet gets down, or the financial system gets down. And unfortunately, governmental offices are not ready in terms of cybersecurity for storing all the data, and there are constant leakages, and probably Russia knows everything about every one of us because we're storing all the data. Another thing is, if we're giving this access to people, those people, when they come to work, they don't, leave their flaws and other situations behind. If somebody is fraudulent and has access to this data, coming to the office is also fraudulent. Or you can scare somebody, you can buy somebody, right? And one person having all this data. Is it rational? Is it safe? I leave it to your own concern. So there is another thing I want to tell you that, because probably it comes to you as well. So now we have this centralized taxation and invoice system in Poland. It just started to work February. The idea is that you cannot produce an invoice outside the governmental system. That's the only way. You have to log in, produce an invoice, and then it automatically goes to the recipient of this invoice without the control of this recipient at any point. So despite the fact the system is not working, because all the servers are overloaded, surprise, people are trying to create invoices. Despite of that, imagine if you want to attack another country's economy, what can you do with this kind of information about every transaction? Who, when, with whom, how much, every purchase, everything. So this is a disaster. And if I may, I strongly recommend not to do this, because there are people around, there are countries around, a group of interests around that want to win. What's the problem to hire a good hacker or groups of hackers to get to go into this system and just
एकछिन यो
even
कन्फरेन्स
from the
फोकस
perspective of economic espionage.
कि हिँड्दै गर्ने गरेर हिँड्दै
You
गर्नु
can destabilize another country without moving any troop. Just destabilize something like this. It's currency, it's taxing system. So to summarize, a meeting like this, as I see it, is to consider the things that I was talking about. Within this development, who, what group, what kind of individuals should be considered as the ultimate goal for development? What kind of tools can we use to achieve this development? Because more technology doesn't solve problems with technology. At least not always. And definitely that does not always solve social problems. So what is our priority? What is the goal of development? Is it existence of the planet? Then maybe we should, kill everybody on the planet. Or is it the existence of this particular state? Is economy the most important? Is security, state security the most important? Right? So this is, we talk all the time about sustainable development, but I still don't know what it is and where should it go. Because just expanding, just changing can equally mean development as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Lisut, for that enlightening presentation. Let us show our appreciation one more time to Professor Lisut. Thank you. Let us now move to another keynote speaker and welcome Professor Lucius Portes, Northwest University, South Africa, which is entitled Sustainable Development and the Himalayan Future. This paper will share key views on sustainability and development, which is vital for shared understanding of sustainable development. Please welcome Professor Lucius Portes.
गाइज हाम्रो चाहिँ यहाँ पूर्वाञ्चल युनिभर्सिटीमा इन्टरनेसनल कन्फरेन्स हुँदैछ अहिले चाहिँ हामी
इन्टरनेसनल कन्फरेन्समा लाइक भनेर चाहिँ हामी
उयो पार्टिसिपेट त होइन एटेन्ड गरेको हामी चाहिँ अहिले अब खाना खाने बेला भयो त्यही भएर खाना खानातिर लागिरहेछ कुरकुरी हड्डी नि यहाँनिर चाहिँ हाम्रो भित्र स्पिच भइरहेछ होइन अब हाम्रो नेपालीको बानी स्पिच सुन्ने बानी खसै छैन त्यही
भोक पनि लाग्यो नि त साथी त्यस्तो पनि
भोक पनि लागिरहेछ त्यही भएर हामी चाहिँ हाम्रो आइजको क्याटरिङ एरिया यतातिर भयो यो चाहिँ हाम्रो मेन पूर्वाञ्चल विश्वविद्यालयको युनिभर्सिटी कलेज भयो है तर हामी अहिले आएको ठिक कि बेठिक पसिहालौँ डुकिहालौँ पसिहालौँ दिदी मेरो